Have you ever wondered why life seems to be going nowhere? Or why, no matter how hard you try, the emptiness and doubts continue? Let me tell you something. God has a plan for you, and this plan is much bigger than anything you have ever imagined. What is missing is not luck, but the faith to act, the courage to move forward, and a deep understanding of what the Bible teaches us. And today, in this video, we will reveal how you can once and for all begin to live God's purpose for your life. It may seem impossible now, but I assure you, you are closer than you think. Are you ready to change your life now? Because when you understand these principles, transformation will be inevitable. How does faith transform your life? Faith is not something only for times of distress, but it is the key to opening the doors to an incredible future. But let's be honest, true faith is not the one you have when everything is going well. True faith is the one that keeps you standing when the storm is raging, when you don't know what to do, but still choose to trust. Remember Abraham, who, even without knowing where he was going, trusted God and followed his direction. When you have faith, you begin to see the impossible in a different way. God doesn't call you to have faith in what you already know, but in what he can do in your life. When you begin to live by faith, everything around you begins to change. It's not about seeing the solution, but believing in the promise that it will come, even if you don't know when. Jesus, in Matthew 17 verse 20 says, "If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move,' and it will move." Do you realize the power of this word? A faith that can move mountains. I know, it may seem like an exaggeration, but believe me, in difficult times, faith is what gives you the strength to carry on. It is what allows you to see beyond what your natural eyes can see. Now, if you haven't taken the step of faith yet, maybe it's time to start believing that the impossible can happen, because God will always fulfill his promise. The courage to follow God's plan. Courage. When you look at your life, do you see the need for courage to change your path? You see, courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. When God speaks to Joshua in Joshua 1 verse 9, he says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or dismayed, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua was about to enter unfamiliar territory, but God's command was clear: be courageous. This is something you need to understand. Courage does not mean that you know what lies ahead, but that you trust in God's plan, even when the path seems uncertain. When you feel that fear, that doubt, that what if it doesn't work out, remember that Moses felt the same way. In Exodus 3 verse 11, Moses asks, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" He had every reason to doubt himself. But what did God say to him? "I will be with you." This is where true courage comes in. It's not about trusting yourself, but trusting that God is with you, ready to strengthen you every step of the way. You need to take action. Courage is the key to breaking new ground. God has already given you this courage. You just need to use it. What is the first step you can take today without knowing exactly what will come next, but trusting that God is by your side? The Bible can light your way. The Bible is not just any book. It is a life manual full of powerful truths that can transform any situation. Sometimes you feel like you are in the dark, not knowing which path to follow. That is when the Bible comes in like a light, showing you the right direction. In Psalm 119, verse 105, it says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." That is what it does. It illuminates the path of your life. What's more, it is not just a story about ancient people, but a timeless story that connects with you today, here and now. Have you ever stopped to reflect on what the Bible can teach you about your daily life? Maybe you are going through a difficult time, and a verse like Isaiah 41 verse 10 could be exactly what you need to hear. "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." These verses are not just words. They are divine promises that can change your perspective on any challenge. Instead of getting lost in your circumstances, start looking to the Bible as your source of wisdom and strength. It is not just a book of faith, but a book of power that changes hearts, minds, and destinies. It is important to have hope to achieve victory. Hope is one of the greatest gifts that God has given you. It is not an empty hope, but a hope full of expectation, the one that motivates you to continue, even when everything seems to be falling apart. In Romans 5 verses 3 to 4, Paul teaches us that when we are tested, patience is cultivated, and patience gives us experience, and experience leads us to hope. Hope is not something that comes overnight. It is formed through the challenges you face. And these challenges, no matter how difficult they may seem, are what shape you, prepare you for the victory that is to come. I know you may be going through a difficult time, but I want you to remember Hannah, who in 1 Samuel 1, even though her heart was broken by the pain of being barren, trusted God and was blessed with her son Samuel. She did not lose hope, even in the midst of suffering. And just like Hannah, your victory is closer than you think. When you feed your hope in God, you begin to see the possibilities instead of the obstacles. Victory comes to those who do not give up, even when it seems like there is no way out. Are you willing to not give up hope? Because when you do not lose hope, God acts in surprising ways. Now, I want to know from you, have you ever stopped to reflect on the dream that God has for your life? What is His promise that has touched your heart? Write Amen in the comments, or share with us what you believe God has prepared for your future. This is a time of trust, of surrendering to the divine purpose. Let's connect and pray for each other, because the journey of faith is even more powerful when shared. And for those of you who stayed until the end, I bless you with the courage to live God's dreams, with renewed hope and the certainty that He is by your side every step of the way. May the peace of Christ reign in your heart, and may your life be transformed by divine grace. Amen.